In my dream, I was on top of a building and I was with a friend, and he was had been telling me about this event that was happening, and there was some artist guy who was gonna build this huge installation, and it was gonna have all these rooms, and it was gonna be built in a really short time, and it was supposed to be really cool. And I was like, wow, how's somebody gonna do that so fast? And then we were on top of this building, and there was like a room up on top of the building, and we were just outside of it in the open air, and my friend Kent was building all these bombs, and they were little tiny bombs, and they were like in bottle caps, and each one was wrapped with like a pink post-it note. And I remember when he finished them, there was like a whole bag. He put them in like a shopping bag, and then he handed them to me, and I guess like it was up to me to plant them. And I was like, okay. And it was kind of a weird thing, because after he made them, it's like there was me and him and Elizabeth, and I was thinking of people dying and stuff, and I'm like, it was kind of all on me after he made them. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this, and I was thinking, are we really doing the right thing? Is this really the right thing? And so I was, I guess at that point I had changed my mind. It's like, I don't want to do this. And then we were somehow, unless from where we were on the top of that little rooftop, there was another little, like a trailer or something, and I had walked to that trailer, and I guess I was laying down in it, and then the cops showed up, and they were, I guess, arresting Kent. They found the bobs and all that stuff, and I was just laying in the trailer and initially unaware, and then I became aware of them, and I was like, wow. And they hadn't come in the trailer to look around and find me. And I was thinking about, okay, I gotta get out of here, and maybe I could just sneak down out of here, and just kind of get away from it and not be involved. And for whatever reason, they didn't come after me. They were just kind of focused on him. So it was like, okay, that's a relief. And then in another part of the dream, I was somewhere in the city in a really tight, it was like San Francisco, but it was like a really tight street, and it was on an incline, and I parallel parked a car. Like I was driving, and I was right at my destination, and then there was a parking space there, and then I did an awesome job parallel parking, and I was like, oh, I'll take a photo of this and put it on Facebook, and it was really weird. And then the place that I had arrived, there was a neighbor that was like having a party, playing really loud music, and then I found myself in another situation, and I was like in a church, and the service was just starting, and they were at the back of the church, and I was supposed to be in the little procession walking up to the front of the church at the beginning of the Mass. And I had, I guess, what the deacon was going to read. It was like a couple sheets of paper, but it was in a big box. Like a big, 2-foot box by, or 3-foot by 2-foot box. And it was obviously much bigger than what could hold a uh, 2 sheets of paper. And then the procession started going up, and I followed behind one of the people holding the box. It was very awkward. And then when I got to the top, I went to the front of the church. I went to the left, and there was a deacon there, and I was like, "Hey, this has got your stuff in it." And then I set it down right behind the podium, and then I pulled it out and said, "Here you go. Here's what you want to read." And yeah, and then I was somehow noticed back at the building rooftop, and there was a big tower. We could see this big tower that was part of the building next door to us, and it had like a canvas sign wrapped on the tower that was like upcoming lofts. It was like when they do new construction, or they're going to be, doing lofts, they have this sign up there saying upcoming lofts. It was a very, very bizarre dream.